3 different bug out bags. Which would you choose? Hello, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for taking the time out to check the channel out and click on the videos. Right, today's video is another video in the bug out bag series, and what I've got on this video is 3 different bug out bags, and we're going to take a look at each one, see what's inside them and see the differences. Now I'm hoping you can hear me over the wind. It's a little bit breezy today, so apologise for any noise from the wind. As you find us down in the bug out shelter, this is where we have the survival, prepping and bushcraft courses. Now, bug out bags. Now, I've done a video a few weeks ago about how to pack your bug out, or what to pack in your bug out bag, using an acronym, bug out. So that stood for basics, utilities, gear, optics, understanding and thermal. And that covers everything you need to put in your bug out bag. So this video is looking more in depth on what sort of items you can put in there, depending on your budget. So what we got are 3 different bags. So we're going lower budget, mid-range and more expensive. Now I haven't covered everything in these bags. I've left a few bits out, you know, your spare socks, perhaps your thermal wear, your hat, you know, your raincoat. I've left all that sort of stuff because that's personal items. So I've just filled up the bag with the basic items from a budget range, mid-range and the higher end. But I have been realistic, and all the items could be used as a bug out bag for, you know, 48 hours or easily for an overnight stay. So what we're going to do, we'll look at each bag one at a time, look at the contents, just to give you an idea what you can put in the bag depending on your budget. And as we're going through the bags, obviously we can compare items from one bag to the other, and at the end I shall give the overall cost on each bag. Right? Sound like a decent enough video to watch? Well, let's see it. So what we're going to do, we'll start off with the budget bag, then we're going to do the mid-range and then the more expensive. Let's get into it. Right, so we are, first bag, the budget one. It's a British Army surplus 30 litre day sack, rucksack. Really good bag. Picked these up for about 20 quid. I think I was selling them for £15.99 at one stage. But yeah, really good 30 litre day sack. Being Army surplus, you know, it's extremely well built, and it'll do the job. And as you'll notice when you're going through the bag, they're not ram-packed. But yeah, as I said before, I've left a few items out which you can put in yourself. So let's have a look at it. It's your traditional rucksack. You've got your lid. And you've got your main compartment. But it does also have 2 side pouches. And you've got this mesh pocket on the front. Right. I haven't utilised that, but you could put a few items in here, you know, your map or something like that. Now I've packed this if I was going out, so the stuff I'd need first was at the top, and the stuff I need last is at the bottom, right? So we'll start off with the lid. In there, first aid kit, right? This is just a basic personal first aid kit. I think these are about 9-10 quid. So you got just your basic standard first aid, a couple of dressings, plasters, bandages, wipes, all that sort of good stuff. It's all in there. Torch, just a pretty basic right angle torch, battery operated. Compass. Now I haven't included any maps, mainly because maps are personal as well, aren't they? Depending on where you are in the country, in the world, it's personal. So it's no good me saying, right, this map will go in a bag and it costs this sort of much money, because it might be a totally different cost depending on where you are and which type of map you use. But maps aren't that expensive, are they? Right, so I am really included it. But compass, I have. This is just a bog standard compass. I think it's a £6.99, but it works. Knife, right? None of these are in order, right? They're not in order of the bug out an acronym, right? They're in order of how I pack the bag. So this top lid, knife in there, and we've gone with the Mora Companion, right? Really good knife for under 20 quid. I think under 15 quid, and for the money I think these are one of the best knives you can get. Head torch. Now this is just a cheap little head torch, red light, white light, battery operated, right? So just 3 AAA batteries in here. So you know it's not going to cost a lot of money, I think under a tenner or something like that, but an essential part of your kit. Right, that's the top flap. Love saying top flap. So top of the bag, hand protection, your gloves. These I think I got free with wood burning stove I bought. So a good pair of leather gloves. Because this bag hasn't got any compartments as such, and I haven't gone to the rigmarole of putting everything in dry bags, I've had to separate the stuff into their own little bags. So I've used a zip pod for this one, and in there it's all admin stuff, right? Well, it's just basically everything. You've got your notepad, another pen goes in there, signalling equipment, mirror, whistle to go with the head torch, glow stick, so that's your illumination. Right, so far we've covered first aid, protection of your hands, illumination, torch, chem light, head torch, navigation, we've got the compass, signaling. So far we've got your whistle, mirror, sharps, we've got your knife, the sharpening stones. For the obs, we've got the notepad and pen. We've also got handsaw. Right. Again, this is the Wolverine from, I think it's Highlander, less than £10. Right, I've used these loads of times, really good saws. So there's part of your sharps again. So you've got a knife and saw for doing any jobs you need to do. Another tool, multi-tool. Again, I think this is the Highlander multi-tool. So plenty of tools on it. You got your screwdrivers, knife, file, saw, serrated knife, another little screwdriver, plus your pliers and wire cutter. These retail for about, well, under £20, about £18 I think. So yeah, good little multi-tool for your bag. Like I say, you don't have to break the bank. We've got a ration spoon in there, right, or long handle spoon for your rations. For your info, we've got little portable radio, battery operated, batteries aren't in it, the batteries are in the bag, along with the spare batteries for your head torch. And another thing in the bag, to do with your electronics, is a power bank. This is a 20,000 milliamp power bank, so it's a really good power bank. And the last thing in that little zip pod is a monocular, right, for information gathering. Yeah, good little monocular and a handy little tool to put in your bag. So I say, even though this is a budget bag, or some might say cheap bag, cheap stuff in it, it's got everything you need. Right? I haven't just chucked any old crap in it. I thought about it and I thought, yeah, this will do a good bug out bag, but obviously the cheaper range. Your sharpening stones and pens, all that in that pouch or zip pod. Now the next thing you might want is a bit of grub, a bit of food. So there's 2 days worth of food, right? So what I've done in all 3 bags, I put 4,000 calories as food rations. That's food and drink. Right? I'm not going to get it all out of the bag. So in this one, I've gone mainly MREs, or meals ready to eat. It's the wet meals pouches you boil in the bags, but there's also snacks in there, like your cakes. You've got lots of chocolate bars. You know, these are high energy, just to get the calories. More chocolate, hot chocolate drinks, more cakes, sugars. There's tea, coffee, plus 6 pouches of food, right? So obviously 3 pouches a day, but you could make it last over 72 hours. Right, so that's your food. This side pocket, this is your water. So water bottle with 1 litre of water and mug. Right, gone with the army surplus Osprey bottle and mug, bomb proof, do the job. To go with that, water purification. You've got a 50 Puri tabs, right? So that's 50 litres of water and a life straw, right? I suppose you could do without the life straw. You could just have the Puri tabs, but let's be realistic. It's no good just skimping on everything. You've got to have kit that will do the job. So in this pocket, part of your protection, we've got the shemag, and the shemag is wrapped up with a mist tin. Stop the rattle, right? So a shemag can protect yourself, obviously cover your face, your neck, your head. You can also use it for filtering water, and you can use it as a bandage. Right? Loads of different uses. Face cloth, you know, towel, loads of uses. So here's your cooking equipment. Got 2 mess tins. Well, you probably could do with just having the one, but in this mess tin I've got your cooking equipment, right? So fire kit. Let's get out and have a look, shall we? Behave yourselves. You've got some stormproof, windproof, waterproof matches, and a bit of tinder in there. A lighter, a little ferro rod, got a little hexamine block, and we've got some Vaseline covered cotton wool balls. Right, so it's a good little fire kit. 3 different ways of ignition in there to get the fire going, plus is some tinder, right, and a bit of fuel with the hexamine. For cooking or for your stove, we've got 6 Fire Dragon fuel gels, blocks, and the stove to go with it, right? So it's basic, but it'll do the job. Put your fuel block in the stove, ignite it with your lighter or your match, put your ball in a bag in the mess tin with a bit of water on top of the stove. Bob's your Auntie Jim. You know, in 10 minutes you've got a hot meal. So just to recap that bit, you've got your food, you've got your water, water purification, you've got your cooking set, your shemag, your stove, and your fire kit. Now what's left in the bag is basically a sleeping system. And being a budget, we've gone basic. So in there we've got army surplus bivvy bag and a lightweight sleeping bag. Now people are saying, oh, lightweight sleeping bag, you're going to be cold. Well, it will depend on the time of year and where you are, isn't it? It's not designed to be comfortable. You're bugging out, you're escaping some sort of situation. You're not going on some sort of luxury camping holiday. You're just going to do enough to survive, you know, a certain number of days. But with the clothes you got on, and plus any extra thermal clothing you take, which I haven't included in the bag, with the sleeping bag and the bivvy bag, you're going to do all right, right? Unless it's like -10, then you might suffer a bit. So the last thing in the bag, you've got a little bottom compartment, which I forgot to mention before. Now in here is our shelter system. So I've got a lightweight basher and pegs, but extremely compact and lightweight. It's like a ripstop material. To go with that is your paracord, 15 meters, and to go with your sleeping system, you've got a foil bag. So here some of you saying, oh, that lightweight sleeping bag is not going to be enough. Well, this is why, right? You can't pack a massive sleeping bag in this 30-litre day sack, so that's why I went with a lightweight bag. But in conjunction with that, this emergency foil bag as well, right? Plus, on top of that, or underneath, whatever you want to do, is the survival bag, right? So there's no camping mat or airbed or air mattress of this one, but you could use these, fill it full of leaves, ferns, whatever, ram it full of the bag full of that, and then you can sleep on top of this. Also, this can double up as emergency shelter and for signalling, right? Loads of different uses for a survival bag. So that's it, that's everything out of the bag. You've got your shelter system, something to keep you nice and warm. Your top cover, which is your basher and pegs with your paracord. That goes in that separate compartment at the bottom, which is good. You know, if your basher's wet, it's not going to soak everything else in your bag. You've got your sleeping system, you've got a cooking system, you've got your water and water filtration, you've got your food, you've got all your admin items, you've got your sharps, you've got your gloves, and you've got your first aid kit. Just about everything covered, isn't it? All in this little compact 30-litre bag. Right, I'm going to get all this back in the bag, and then we'll have a look at our mid-range bag. Right, I got all that back in here. As you can see, there's still loads of room in here. Like I said, I missed out or left out your thermal stuff, your spare socks, your hat, perhaps some long johns or thermal top, or even a raincoat. So yeah, still loads of room in here. So really good bag. Right, so there we are. That's the budget bug out bag. By the way, this is just under 10 kilos, right? 9 point something. Right, so not too heavy. And as we were saying, there's enough kit in here to be relatively comfortable for a couple of days, 2-3 days. Right, that's that one done. Now we've got the next bag. So this is the mid-range, the Harrier 35 from Highlander Forces. A really good bag by the looks of it. I have been sent this for free, so full disclosure, because I got to do a review on it. So that'll be in a later video, and it's been modelled on the 511 Rush 72, which I've got. I'm going to show you that in a bit. Yeah, so it's got some really good features in it. It's a really good bag, but we're not going to do a review on it today. Like I said, we'll save that for another video. We're just going to show you the kit inside for, again, a bug out bag, go bag, 48 hour 72 bag, same as the previous bag, but this kit being a little bit more expensive and a lot of variations. So it'd be good to see a comparison between the cheaper side to mid-range. That's what the video is all about, isn't it? So again, I haven't used all the features of the bag. I haven't used all the compartments. There's a zip compartment at the back, and you can see that, with a massive pocket in there. I haven't even utilised that. So there's still room to, again, put more items, personal items, your personal clothing. So first pouch we look at, this top pouch. Now before we start, I should just say this is a clamshell type bag, so there's no top flap. But we've got this top pouch on here. It's like a soft material inside, so it's like lined, so it protects you, like your sunglasses, that sort of stuff. So in here I've got a bit of electronics. This is a battery bank, so a little bit more upmarket compared to the last one. This has got a solar charger as well. It's actually charging, you can see the light on there. Fully charged. No good having power banks if they're not fully charged. Also in this top pocket, again, we've got a little wind up radio. So we've got electronics there and a bit of information gathering. We've also got in here titanium spork, so spoon and fork in one. Also in here, in the protective pouch, is my compass. Now it's not a silver compass and it's not the cheap compass, it's a mid-range, right? So this compass is about 20 quid. So yeah, it's a really good base plate compass. Head torch, again, it's not, your expensive head torches are not your cheap ones. I think these are about 15 quid, but it's got red light and white. On this front section, right, so it's a little bit more first aid kit in this one. So we've got Sam splint, we've got the knife in there, right? So this time we've gone for a Beavercraft bushcraft knife. Again, it's about £45 worth, nice leather sheath. We've got a monocular. This one's just got a slightly bigger, a more powerful one.
That's what she said.
So as I said, we're trying to keep the contents the same, just different variations. Got field dressing. So as I said, it's a bit more substantial first aid kit. So in here, we've got our fire tin, but it's similar items, but maybe just a little bit more, right? So you've got your matches, you've got your ferro rods, you've got some fire card, it's like wax card, you've got your tinder material, you've got a candle, you've got your lighter, and it's all in this tin. Signalling, we've got, again, little signalling mirror, emergency whistle. So there's another section behind that, loads of pockets on this bag. We just flap that down. And you've got your personal protection equipment, right? You got your gloves. This time we've gone for the Viper Special Ops gloves. These are really good. These are my gloves. Shimag, that's standard, isn't it? Really good item, as per the other bag. Torch, so illumination. We've got a little tiny LED torch. Multi-tool. This is it's not quite a Leatherman, but it's a slightly better multi-tool than the last one, right? A bit more robust, a bit more heavy duty than the last one. Comes with a little pouch as well. So that's your multi-tool. Notebook and pen, very similar to the last one, slightly bigger notebook. They're all right in the rain, you know, weatherproof notebooks. Folding saw, right? So the last one we had that Highlander folding saw, wasn't it? It was just under £10. We're going for the Baco Laplander and this one, right? So what are these? 20 odd quid, 30 quid, I can't remember how much they are. So really good saw. Anyone into bushcraft, they carry one of these today. They don't carry anything else other than the Baco Laplander. I don't know why. There's like thousands on the market and they all practically do the same thing, don't they? But yeah, they all enjoy themselves with the Baco Laplander. But it's a good tool. Now another part of signalling, in this bag I've carried a marker panel. In the last bag we had the survival bag that you can use as a marker panel, bright orange. This time we got one of these. So that goes in the bag. You can hang that on the back of your backpack. If you're walking on the road, you can hang it in a tree or out somewhere on the field if you're trying to get someone's attention. And again, to go to the illumination, glow stick, right? Same as previous bag. Previous bag we had some sharpening stones. This time we've got a little pocket knife sharpener. So we've got coarse and fine on here, so if you need to keep your knife sharp, you can just run it through the blades. They're not ideal, but they will do a job. The main compartment, as I said, is a clamshell. So you can open it right out, which is good for an emergency bug out bag or go bag, because you can see everything you've got in one go. You know, so you're not looking around for the bag. So what we got in there, at the top, again, first aid kit, right? Bit more substantial than the last one, but you've got everything here you need. Next thing we got is your food pack. Again, it's 4,000 calories in here, but this time mixed up with MREs, wet meals, in a bag with freeze-dried food. A little bit more lightweight, probably more calories per bag, so you're not carrying as much stuff, but you got everything in here. I'm not going to get it all out. Right, all your meals, your drinks, your snacks, and it comes up to 4,000 calories. Right, so that's your food. Water. So we got the Aqua Pure Traveller water bottle and filter. Right, you've seen this on plenty of videos of mine. You put any sort of water in here, except for seawater. Put your filter lid on, squeeze and drink. Right, really good handy piece of kit. To go with that, I've also got this water container, right? So you carry in, you know, nearly 2 litres of water in your bag. So we've upped the water in this bag, so we're carrying a bit more water. Plus this can double up as a boiling vessel as well, so you can boil your water in here if you had to. To go along with that, purifier, filter and your water bottle. Puri tabs again, always good for a backup, and my vessel. It's a titanium pot. It's 750 litres with lid. Right, so I can use that as my cup and my cooking vessel. Now, how do I cook? Well, this is my little cooking system. Lighter in here, right? Bit of tape on it. In this little bag is the gas, and this is my little stove. What goes on top of the gas, right? Might have seen this in my last video. I did my walk from Llandovery. It's from Wild Camping International. Tiny little stove, compact, lightweight, but does the job, right? That's all you want in it. That will fit on top of my gas bottle or gas canister, and yeah, there's my means of cooking or boiling water or whatever I got to do. Right, so there's my water, purification, water carrying, my cooking system and stove all in here. Now what have I got shelter wise? Well, this time I've gone with this Highlander Falcon one-man bivvy tent. Now I don't know if you've seen the video, but I did walk back from Llandovery, trial this out, and yeah, it does alright. It does a job for a single skin shelter. It was perfectly fine, right? Not a huge amount of room in them, but there never is in these bivvy tents. But it's small, it's compact, it weighs less than a kilogram. I think it's 900 grams, and that's with the poles and the pegs. So I can probably get that down even smaller to take all the air out of it. So yeah, a good choice for a bug out bag, as long as you've got somewhere you can pitch up. So that's that. That's the bivvy tent. Poles I pack separately, and the pegs, just so it makes better space in the bag. So that's something to sleep under, something to sleep on. I've gone for the DD super light blow up mat. Yes, you've got to pump it up if you've got an electronic pump, or you can just, you know, put your own hot air into it. Right, so something to sleep on, keeps you warm as well when you're off the ground. Talk about keeping yourself warm. I got another emergency foil bag. Right, always good to put these in your bag, no matter what sort of kit you've got. It's a backup, isn't it? You know, it's something you can get in if you're really cold. You can just get inside. Plus, being bright orange and silver, it's a signaling device as well, isn't it? Talk about signaling. I just noticed I forgot. So it goes in the side pocket. That's my walkie-talkie, right? So part of your information gathering. So if you are part of a group,
15, 14.
This together with the radio, you can communicate with each other, plus obviously using a radio to gather information. So that's that. So the last thing I got, so no sleeping bag in this kit. What I've gone for in this dry bag is the Helicon Tex Swagman roll or poncho. I've used this on other videos. It's a great piece of kit. So you can use this, put it on as a poncho. There's the hood. You can use it as a sleeping bag, and you can use it as a blanket. All right. Now I know you're saying, oh, you're going to be freezing cold in this. Yes, maybe if you're in a cold climate, whatever. But again, with the clothes you're wearing, with the spare clothes you're going to take as well, you know, your thermal clothes, your hat, and your base layers, plus with the emergency bag, you put all them together, and you should make it through the night. Plus, you're inside, you know, a bivvy tent as well. And you're off the ground with a sleep mat or airbed. So you put all that together, you're going to be comfortable. You'll be comfortable enough, won't you, to survive. So the price of all this, again with the other bags, we'll put at the end so we can compare all three. But that is everything you need for 72 hours, I reckon. You know, 48 hours easy, 72 hours at a push, right? Obviously, if you need to go out longer, you'll need more food. And that's basically it. So there we are, that's the mid-range bag. Right, that's all the kit back in the bag. And just like the previous bag, you can see there's loads of room in here. I haven't utilised all the room. And again, if we're putting in like your personal items, thermal kit, you know, your waterproof coats, all that sort of stuff. So still loads of room. As you can see, I haven't filled up the bag. So the weight of this bag, very similar to the last one. It's about 10 kilos. So they're all, to be fair, the same sort of weight. So that's the mid-range bag done. Next is the top range, or high range, or whatever you want to call it. And this one I'm using the 511 Rush 72. So this bag, I don't know if you know much about the 511 stuff. It's, you know, really good quality. Probably expensive for some, but yeah, I think this bag they retail for 150 to 160 odd pound, sometimes more. Very similar to the last one, the Highlander Forces Harrier, but it's got a few more features, right? So you've got side pockets on it, you've got a few extra compartments, especially on this front. We've got an expandable front compartment. You see it there, right? So there's a few more extra features, and the stuff I put in this is similar to the last stuff, but obviously perhaps a bit more high end, or cost a little bit extra. All right, so we're just going to run through this one now. Now I'm not going to review this bag. This is my own bag, but I will be doing my own bug out bag video very soon. I'll put my kit together in this bag. It's a new bag for me. I bought it a couple of months ago now. So stay tuned for that. In the next few weeks I'll be bringing up my bug out bag video. But for now, let's have a look, see what we got inside this one. Alright, so we start again with a top pouch. Like this one, as previous bags, I haven't utilised all the pouches. There's loads of room in it, loads of space. So in this pouch, even though it's got a couple of compartments, all it's got in there is my silver compass. Really good compass, and obviously you can use Garmin's and electronic devices, all that sort of stuff, but what's the point, isn't it? You know, if you know what the map read and know how to use a compass, there's no better tool to have in your bag. So there we are, first thing out is the compass. But there's another pouch at the top here. This is a fleece lined pouch, a bit like the previous bag. So in here I've got my comms equipment. So instead of a walkie-talkie and a radio as in the previous bag, this is a UV5R.
Frequency mode.
So this could be used as a walkie-talkie, ham radio and FM radio all in one. So you've got everything in there you need in one device. I've got my night core head torch, headlamp. Right, again I've got to review this. I might have already done it time this video goes out. So a really good headlamp, white light and red. Again I've got an emergency foil bag, right, so it's orange and silver foil bag. Got my fire kit, you've got all the stuff in here, slightly bigger tin, right, so there's a bit more stuff in here. Right, so that's the fire tin. Again, light stick, that goes in all three bags. Electronics, so this time I got the Nightcore NBA power bank, the leads. Sharpening stone, so this is my Falcon Ibn DC3 sharpening stone, so there's 2 grits on here. And illumination again, so I've got the Nightcore head torch, I've got the light stick, and I got an O-light torch as well. If it come on. There we are. Oh. So that's a Seeker 4, really good torch. You can use that on your cap as well as a head torch. So that goes in there. And we got a little emergency whistle, same as the last one. This little pouch underneath, we got a multi-tool. So this time it's the next torch multi-tool with the shears. You know, it's a £100 multi-tool, but really good piece of kit. Really good piece of kit, that is. Yeah, the next torch Pioneer. Titanium spork. Gotta have your racing spoon, haven't you? So titanium spork, lightweight, good for getting your body in the bags. So essential part of your kit really. And then I've got a pen as well, but it's a survival pen. So it's a good pen, plus there's a glass breaker as well. Aluminium. On the front here as well, I've got my food kit. Now this food kit is super lightweight. Still 4,000 calories. Alright, but it's extremely lightweight, this one. Got it in a zip pod. So in there I've got Expedition Foods freeze-dried meals, but these are 1,000 calories each. Right? So basically I've just got 4 of those, plus a few drinks, like hot chocolates and whatnot. So that's 4,000 calories, 2 a day. Right, so that's your food. So side pockets, let's have a look at this one. So we've just got our food, haven't we? So we need something to cook it. So this time I've gone with a jet boil, or type of jet boil, right? I think this is the Cyclone. You got your mug and your cooking pot in one. That's the stove that goes in it. Your pot stand that goes in here as well, plus the lid. And with that is my water container. The Nalgene again, that goes with that. In the other side pocket I should have gas. Yeah, there's the gas for the stove. My water purification. This time I've gone for the Liberty from LifeSaver. So put your water in, you can either pump it in or pour it in from the top. Pump it a few times and then you've got clean water in your bottle. Right, you can just under the lid and drink. So it's a water container plus a purifier and filter in one. To go with that is the little pouch. It's got the hose in there, plus some more Puri tabs. Before we go in the main compartment, I just realised I have missed a bit out. So in this front flap is my notebook. Again, Right in the Rain notebook, or waterproof notebook. I forgot there is like a hidden compartment in here. So I was wondering where my knife was. Here's my knife. Alright, so I've gone with this tactical knife. I'll put the brand here. I was sent this last year sometime. This and a couple others to try out. I just haven't got around to doing it yet, but really good knives. Yeah, but they're about £100 each, these. Yeah, really good knife. There's my Silky saw. So we've seen the cheaper saw, we've seen a Bacco Laplander. Now this is the Silky. Right. Again, they all do the same job, don't they? They might do it slightly better than each other. I've also got smoke in here for signaling. Again, like the other bag, it's a clamshell design, so you can open it right out. But as you can see, there's not a lot in there. There's loads of room for other stuff. This lid, or front section, that's got 3 compartments. I've got nothing in the top one, nothing in the bottom. The middle one, I've got my personal protection. So I've got some gloves. These are impact gloves, you can see them. And the Shamag, standard, isn't it? So in this site, first aid kit at the top. Right, this is a trauma kit. You've got everything in there: tourniquet, field dressing, or Israeli bandage, everything else. Everything in the first aid kit is there. Binocs. So the other bag had binoculars of different types. This one's got binoculars. Sleeping system. I've got 3 items here. Sleeping system. Something to sleep under. I got the Terra Nova laser compact one. Right, it's a 1-man tent, super lightweight, but very expensive. Right. Now I got affiliate link with Terra Nova, so they kindly sent me this. Was it last year before? I had to pay something towards it, but not obviously full price. But you take the poles out. The pegs are still in there. And that'll compact really small and yeah, super lightweight. Right, I've stepped in this a few times. As a outstanding piece of kit. Again, with the bug out bag, it's personal, isn't it? There's so many things you can choose, whether it's hammocks, tarps, tents, you know, bivvy bags, the lot. Right, you just got to decide what's best for you. Sleeping bag. Now this is my Robin's down bag. Again, it's small, compact, and lightweight. And a bit of a luxury item is my Rab sleeping mat. I think it's 5.5 rated. So when you sleep on this, it's like sleeping on a warm blanket. Now some might argue you don't need to have all this, you know, top end equipment when you're 50 years of age. You know, you want a bit of comfort, don't you? So if you can carry it and you've got room for it in your bag and you can afford to buy it, why not? Isn't it? That's why we're doing the 3 different comparisons, because not everybody can have this sort of equipment, but they might be able to get something else. And you could mix and match, you know, depending on your ability and your budget. That's your sleeping system. So there it is on the table. Now we're going to get it all back in the bag. So there we are. There's the top range bug out bag, all packed away back in the 511 Rush 72. So, weight wise for this one, again, it's just over 10 kilos, which is pretty good for you know, a 48-hour 72 bag. Bear in mind you got your food, you got your cooking equipment, you got your water carrying equipment. There's no water in there, so that will add a bit of weight. And you got your sleeping system and shelter system all in there, plus obviously a few extra bits and bobs. There's the top range bag, the mid range, and the budget. That is the video. Hope you took something from it. If you do like the videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Oh, before we go, I bet you're asking how much do they cost? How much do all the kit cost? Well, let's start the budget. So this bag, you know, with all the kit and equipment in it, including the bag and everything, costs this much. The mid-range bag, again, the bag itself and all the kit and equipment inside costs this much. Now in this bag, you know, we better sit down for this one. With all the kit and equipment in it, bear in mind it's got the Terra Nova tent, you've got the Rab sleeping mat, you've got your down sleeping bag, right? Plus the Rush 72 bag, right? It all adds up to it. But this one actually costs, yeah, this much, right? So there we are. There's the difference, isn't it? There's quite a bit of difference, but it's horses for courses. As I said before, you don't have to go and buy the most expensive stuff. As I said before, when it comes to a bug out situation, survival situation, you're not going on a luxury camping trip. You're trying to survive or get out of a harsh situation for a couple of days. Personally, I build my bag around myself, the kit and equipment I need, and obviously my budget. All right, so that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you're taking something from it. If you do want to see some more videos, check that one out and that one, and I'll catch you again next time. All the best.